welcome to my channel, Jessica's Gym. So today we're gonna have just like an open conversation, just a reflection of my life and probably within the past year and how I got to this point where I am now and what I had to go through to get to this. It's actually breast cancer awareness, and my mom is actually a cancer survivor, so I kind of wanted to touch on that and how I got to this point, what I had to go through, what I had to learn, how I had to educate myself on everything. And my friend Celeste is gonna ask me basically some questions. I can answer that and kind of give you guys an insight on how I got to this point. Okay, so ready? All right.
First of all, thank you for having me. This is a privilege to interview you for this. All right, so pretty much tell us how you got the news and the events that led up to this.
Okay, so 2019, probably like, I would say March. My mom, she was having like really severe abdominal pain. So initially I thought it was probably like a yeast infection or something like that. I just advised her to take like a probiotic and try to take like a cranberry pill, because probably it was like a really bad UTI and things like that, because that's immediately what you think. My mom, she's not really the person who likes to go to the doctor. Like, she's always been fearful of doctors, but when it's your mom, like, you don't think the worst possible scenario, you know, when they give you this information. So, you know, we're going back and forth because my mom actually I live in New Jersey, my she lives in Alabama. So, you know, we're going back and forth, and I do work in a medical field. We kind of was going back and forth. She wound up going to the emergency room, and they told her, like, they gave her like an antibiotic and things like that, but it just wouldn't subside. It was like really bad to where, you know, she wouldn't answer the phone a lot of times because she was in so much severe pain. So I told her, I was like, Mom, just come up here and we can get you to the doctor sooner, because our doctors up here in Jersey is more advanced than Alabama doctors. Like, you know, nothing against them, because my mom actually had a really good doctor. So fast forward to August, so she wound up going to OBGYN because it was still not subsiding, so they wanted her to see a specialist. So she went to the doctor, and never forget, it was a Friday, and I was sitting on the couch. She's like, Jess, like, are you home? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you sitting down? I'm like, yeah. The doctor saw spots and it may be cancer. So immediately, like, it was like the air left my body. Like, it was like I felt so cold. So like, immediately, like, I wanted to be strong for her. I didn't want to cry because I knew that would upset her. So I listened to everything that she had to say. She said basically they would run a biopsy and we would know that following week. So we made an agreement, because I work Monday through Friday. I was like, look, Mom, when you get the results, just make sure you call me like after work. So basically, like, the weekend was probably the longest weekend ever in my life. Like, it was I can't explain it. And it's like, I wouldn't wish that like on my worst enemy, because it's like you had this person that you adore and you don't know what's gonna happen. So
So you told us pretty much about OBGYN and they saw spots, but then you got the news.
yes. So that Monday she called me, because normally I work till about 7 on Mondays. It was usually like my late day at this time. So she called me like 5. So I'm like, hey. So she's like, are you home? I'm like, no. Because I actually took the call, I stepped outside. So I was like, you know, just give me the news. She's like, it's cancer. So immediately into like business mode, I go back into work. I finish my shift. Like, that was I probably had like an hour and a half left after that. So like I went into my car and I just completely lost it. Like, cause you have every thought going through your mind. It's like you hear about cancer, you hear about this, and it's like when it, I'm sorry to say, but when it's your loved one, it's like, how can this happen? Like I still need time with this person, but it's like, you know, like I just want to show them this, and it's like you go into defense mode, like why, like woe is me, and it's like I was probably there for a little while, but then it's like that's a waste of time. So I had to go to educate myself more and, you know, figure out what can I do to help her, because it's like she already feel bad, she feels worse enough, like, so I'm not gonna cry on the phone with her, and I'm not gonna make her feel worse. So
So pretty much just went through about, you know, what you were feeling, some of the emotions that you were going through. What other feelings did you feel? Like what, you know, what was the next thing? So you found out, you went home.
yeah, so like I went home, and like, you know, I confirmed the news with my then boyfriend, and, you know, basically it's just like support, and everyone around you is just like, it's okay, like trust God and things like that. Like I love God. When you have someone you love so dearly hanging in a balance, it's hard. It's hard. So hard.
So what did you do to help yourself so that you could support your mom?
So I was actually in therapy at the time when it kind of took place. It wasn't something I did intentionally. It kind of meshed together. So basically I was doing that, but me now looking back, when I got the confirmation, I completely stopped living. I didn't realize it at that point. The people closest to me didn't even realize it. I was just existing at that point.